I am trying to understand why a person would attract others who ultimately betray them, assuming that we create our relationships consciously or unconsciously. Why is there the experience of betrayal, assuming also that I know and love myself profoundly? What is to be learned from being betrayed? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Now, to forgive them is only something that you do for yourself, because you free yourself of the burden of having to live with a narrative or a story of betrayal and be part of that, and then part of your sense of identity. This is very painful, but seductive. Part of your ego identity then is, I am the one who has been betrayed. And that's a dreadful burden to carry in your sense of self. So if you believe in that story that your mind has created, the act of betrayal, he betrayed me, so you're setting up for yourself an enormous amount of suffering, because that story will become part of your sense of self. And if that's the case, then it will influence and color the way from now on in which you relate to other men or women or whatever it is, can easily color that. So you have to be very careful and see what you're doing to yourself by creating these stories. They, on the conventional level, they are true. You can say, he betrayed me. That's a conventional way of using language, but it's not the real truth. Be careful with the stories that your mind creates, and sometimes if you rephrase, as I just did for you, rephrase the story, it suddenly does not cling to you anymore, and it no longer becomes part of your identity, your painful identity or sense of self, because you want to be free of that. So, and of course then you have to forgive him. Forgiveness comes, and that's fine. It doesn't mean you want to start all over again, or maybe you will, but probably not. So very careful with stories that the mind creates and then become part of your sense of self.